Hi there everybody, it is Lynnea, and I'm here for the ThermOWeb and Reverse Confetti collaboration. So I'm playing with 3 of the new stamp sets from Reverse Confetti. I have the Best Days, Huggable, and Beautiful Memories, and I'm also going to be pairing those new stamps with this On the Curve die from Reverse Confetti. So here are some of the products from ThermOWeb that I'll be using. I have the Deco Foil Silver Stars transfer sheets, as well as the Teal Waters Deco Foil Flock transfer sheets, and my favorite iCraft 6x6 adhesive sheets. I use these for everything. So I have a piece of cardstock that is larger than a card, and I'm just going to start transferring these mediums onto the cardstock. So when you're doing this, you just peel off that release tape, stick it onto your cardstock, and then peel off the other side of the release. Now, for the flock, you want to put pretty side down for the flock transfer sheets. For the foil transfer sheets, you are going to go pretty side up into the adhesive. And then I have a little trick just to make sure that these adhere 100% completely well. I'm just going to run them through my die cutting machine. And this is something that you always do with the flock transfer sheets, but usually with the foil, I've just used my fingers to really press that in. But you always get those little bits of foil that don't transfer, and I kind of have to press it back down and rub it again with my fingers. I was always afraid to run it through my die cutting machine because I didn't want the marks from my cutting plates to transfer into the foil. But I just put it into a carrier sheet. I put just a piece of computer paper, folded it in half. Check this out, 100% coverage. So I'm sure that I'm not the first person to use my die cutting machine to transfer the foil onto double-sided adhesive, but I just wanted to share that little tip with you because it made my life so much easier for my future projects, and hopefully it'll make yours easier too. So now that I have these mediums transferred onto my cardstock, I am going to die cut them with the Reverse Confetti On the Curve cover plate die. And check out how well these die cut with both the foil transfer sheets and the flock transfer sheets. And because I used a piece of cardstock that was just slightly larger than my cover die, I didn't really have to worry about lining things up 100% correctly. And I have little strips of both the Silver Stars foil and the Teal Waters flock transfer sheets left over, and I'm going to use those later to create a third card. This is one of my favorite ways to use background dies, is to kind of puzzle piece them back together, but opposite. So for this one, I'm using the Silver Stars foil as my frame, and then the Teal Waters flock pieces I'm going to puzzle piece back in. I'm using another piece of that 6x6 adhesive sheet. This time I'm actually using the typing paper that I used as my my carrier sheet to run the foil through, and I'm just adhering those pieces onto this using that iCraft 6x6 adhesive sheet, and that way I can just puzzle piece these back in really well, and I don't have to worry about gluing each piece. I can just kind of have this adhesive and work as one big sheet. And then I'll just trim away all that excess paper. Check this out now. I have that Silver Stars frame with that fuzzy flock puzzle pieced in, and then I also have the flock frame with those Silver Stars foil pieces puzzle pieced back in. So this is a great way to get 2 cards out of 1, because I had this idea of using the foil frame with the flock pieces puzzle pieced in, but you have all those extra pieces anyway, so why not make 2 cards? And then actually I'm going to get a third one because I have those little strips of paper left over from when I die cut my frame. So now I have stamped out some of the images from the Reverse Confetti stamp sets. This one is from the Beautiful Memories stamp set. And then I'm going to have a couple little critters from the Huggable stamp set, and then more florals from the Best Days stamp set. This large one is actually from the Best Days, and then those little, I think that they're Morning Glories, are from Beautiful Memories. I'm not very good with botany, so I just call them all flowers. They're all beautiful to me, even though I don't know, what kind they are. So I'm just going to color all of them in with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers, and I'm going to try to use some colors that I think will be complementary, especially to that teal water color of the Deco Foil flock. So for the, what I think are Morning Glories, I use shades of purple. So I use some lilac, some purple, some hydrangea-ish colors, and I'm going to use all 4 of those flowers and just create like a cluster on my final card. For this little bouquet here, I have like a dusty rose color, and then I'm going to come in with a brighter pink, and also I have this golden yellow color, and I really think that all of those work and play off of that dark blue teal color. Now for the little critters I stamped out from the Huggable stamp set, I colored in the hearts with a darker coral color, and that's just kind of, I like to use this coral color in place of red sometimes because it has that more of a pinky hue to it, but it still has that red that I like hearts to be. So I colored in the little mouse with some warm grays, and I will color in the little bear here with some gold brown. And I'm just going to color in the little nose, the snout area, I guess, just slightly lighter so that it is different from the rest of the little bear, but it's still the same color blend and the color family, so it's going to look super cohesive. And then I will use my Scan and Cut to cut all of these little flowers and critters out, and I'm going to start arranging them onto my cards the way I want them. So I have the little critters there on the left. They're just going to stand together, super cute. And then for my flowers here, I have all 4, and I arranged them how I wanted on my card, and this is another trick that I do all the time. I used a piece of purple tape to pick all 4 of these little flower stems up at once, and then I added my iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive just to the stem that is all the way in the back. So when I flip it over, I can see which stem is on the back, and I'm just adding my glue, and then I will use my purple tape as like a handle, pick it up, and place that back over where I want all those stems to be, and I can press down on that single stem, and when I pull back on the tape, the stem that I glued down is going to stay, but the tape is going to pick up the rest of the stems, and that's a great way to kind of keep things arranged the way that you want them to be, so you don't have to guess about which flower went where. So here are those little strips from when I die cut the On the Curve cover panel from the foil and from the flock pieces. I had little strips on the top and the bottom, or maybe the bottom and the sides, either way. I just trimmed them away, and now I'm going to adhere them onto my card using my iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive flat on the card, and that creates a simple background, but I think this little bonus card here is my favorite one, and this is the one that I did not intend to make. So I love when that happens. It's like a happy little accident. I just arranged that little bouquet on top. I added it with some foam squares, and I stamped a sentiment right below. To finish off my last 2 cards, I stamped a sentiment from the Huggable stamp set as well as from the Best Days stamp set. The beautiful memories where these stems are actually from, it has some gorgeous sentiments, but I really liked the ones in the Best Days stamp set. So I decided to switch it up and take a sentiment from a coordinating stamp set and use it on these cards. For the one with the little critters, it says, "I just love you." And I thought that was such a simple sentiment, but it's so cute. And I love the way this little card turned out with those little critters there. I popped all of these sentiments up with foam squares, but I also added little dots of liquid glue onto the foam squares just to make sure that my sentiments would hold. Because I'm adhering them onto the flock transfer sheets and the foil, I always use that iCraft liquid adhesive because I know it's going to hold tight. Okay, so let's take a look at all 3 of these cards I made using Reverse Confetti products. This one is so cute, and you have that fuzzy texture from the flock and the frame, and then that silver stars deco foil in the middle. Then this one is the reverse. You have the silver stars deco foil on the outside with the flock in the middle. And then my third one is the bonus card using just the leftover scraps from the first 2 cards. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye!